Hey guys, for some reason I get asked all the time, how do I make X amount of money per year? How do I make X amount of money per month or even day? This video is going to show you how to make over $1,000 a day. But that's just a starting point. I mean, there's no reason once you see these numbers, you'll realize how small they are, and you'll see that now that you just know what the numbers are, you can expand that out exponentially. And it's really quite attainable. Knowing the numbers are over half the battle. Actually going out and getting the work, knowing that you have to make those numbers is actually the easiest part. So I'm going to give you this spreadsheet. Just know not to touch the items in yellow because they contain formulas. Unless you know about Excel formulas pretty well where you can change some of these. But really, if you just want to download these and play around with some of the numbers, only touch the white cells, okay? Now this looks complicated, but it's really not. Let me break this down for you. And it goes in a funnel from top to bottom. So what you want to do is you want to start with your yearly goal. Let's just say it's $100,000, okay? And by the way, this entire goal, this entire funnel here works its way down to making over $1,000 a day. I'm going to show you how. You have a yearly salary goal of $100,000, okay? You're going to want to charge $48.08 per hour. Now, how did I figure that? Well, you take $100,000, which is your goal per year, and then you divide that by 2,080. Where did that number come from? Well, if you work out the math on how many work hours there are per year based on your standard 8 to 5 a day work hours, 5 days a week, that works out to be 2,080 work hours. Those people who go to work every day complaining about the commute, working in a cubicle, having to deal with office politics, you know those guys, right? They work 2,080 hours every single year. Now, that means that if you charge $48.08 an hour, you're going to make per day $384. Okay, it's really not that much money if you break it down like that. You're like, wow, that's really not that much money. But as a freelancer, you have to charge more than that because you're not going to be working 8 hours a day. You're actually a business within yourself. You are your own business. So you're not going to be waking up and then right at 8 o'clock start billable hours. It just doesn't work like that. As a freelancer, your goal is to work between 2 and 4 hours a day, and the rest of the time is spent prospecting and building your business. The successful ones, the moderately successful ones that are making between $100,000 and $250,000 a year, those guys are working about 5 to 6 hours of billable hours a year. I'm sorry, billable hours a day. Okay, 5 to 6 billable hours a day, and the rest is prospecting. So if you got a 30% fudge factor because of this, okay, so you assume 30% of your work day is not billable. That means you have to make $62.50 an hour. So let's run with that number. And again, you can change this to whatever you want, your yearly salary to match this. Okay, it'll all auto-calculate for you. So your needed salary per month is $8,333, assuming your $100,000 a year goal. Now, let's shift away from that monetary number for a second and talk about clients. The number of clients you're going to need per month is about 4. And if you want to simplify this, that means that of your 4 clients based on your $100,000 a year, you're going to need $2,083 per client per month. Okay, so all I really did here was I took the salary you need per month and I divided it by the number of clients you need per month. Now, you might be a freelancer that needs a lot of different clients because you feel that maybe you can't get $2,000 out of every single client. That's fine. Just increase this number, make it 10. So this will auto-calculate. Okay, but for me, for most people, marketing, in the marketing industry, in the web development industry, tech industry, all those types of freelancers can pretty easily make $2,000 per client per month. Now, you have to think about how long can you keep a client in years. Now, this is in years, okay? So I would say that a starting point for most beginner freelancers is 3 months. If you can't keep a client for 3 months, A, you're either attracting the wrong type of clients, or B, your service sucks or your work sucks, okay? So service and work or the type of clients. Either of those have to change if you can't keep a client for 3 months. Ideally, you should be able to keep a client for 8 months or a year. But let's just say, for the sake of being conservative, 3 months. That means every quarter year, right? So I put here 0.25, which is basically a quarter year. That means 3 months because there's three months in a quarter year. So that means that the number of clients you're going to need per year is 16. All I did was I took the number of clients that you're going to want per month and multiplied that by 4. basically here, or divided that basically by 0.25, which is the same thing as multiplying it by 4. Don't want to get too caught up in the math, but basically the number of clients you'll need per year is 16. If you don't think you can get 16 clients in a year out of the millions of people who are looking and hiring for freelancers, then something is wrong with your service, your message, your value proposition, your USP, all this stuff we talk about in Freelancer Masterclass. Okay, so now we've got that 16 number. What we want to do is think about when we get prospects on the phone to try to convert them into clients. How many, I'm asking you this question now, think about it. How many people, if you get on the phone, could you realistically, on average, convert to a client? Typically for a freelancer, it's 33%. For me, it's usually between 65 and 85%, because by the time I get them on the phone, I know exactly who they are, exactly what they need, and exactly what I can do to help them. It's only a matter of them having the funds to hire me or not. On the rare occasion, going somewhere else. But you if you're listening to this as a beginner freelancer, you should be able to close 33%. Again, if you can't, you need to take Freelancer Masterclass, because you should be closing 50% minimum. Okay, but 33% is a starting point of phone calls to clients. So you'll need this many people on the phone every single year, 48 people, just to get them on the phone. Now again, millions of people are spending billions of dollars a year on freelancers. And if you don't think you can get 48 of those people on the phone, again, you have something wrong with your service or your value prop or what you're saying, your way you're selling them on the phone, okay? So this is a fact. There are 261 work days per year. Let's start with that. And the goal is to get one phone call every 2 days. So let's increase this, okay? Because really 48 phone calls a year is nothing. It's really very easy. That's not even, there's 52 weeks in a year. You're saying you can't get one person a week on the phone? So really, if your goal, you wake up every day and say, listen, my goal is to get a prospect on the phone before the end of the day tomorrow. That's every other day, every 2 days. If you can't do that, then something's wrong with your prospecting, okay? The goal is to get one phone call every 2 days here. Now, if you want to start off lighter, I think that's pretty light. But if you want to start off lighter, you can make that 4 days. Just fill in the number 4 here. This means that you'll take 131 phone calls every single year. Now, if your close rate is 33%, that's going to fall right in line with this number, okay? So your multiplier, this is basically what you're doing is you're taking row 6 right here, which is the you'll make per day. So this is based on your $100,000 a year number, $384.62, and we're multiplying that times the increase in daily prospecting calls, because we're not using this 48 number anymore because that's too easy. We're using this 131 because we think we can get a phone call every 2 days instead of every week, okay? So this is your multiplier. So all you really have to do is take this number and multiply it times your daily rate, your daily amount. So that means that your daily amount will be $1,035 per day. Couldn't be easier to make that much money per day given this math. And really it boils down to this. If you want to make $1,035 a day, all you have to do is take a phone call every 2 days and make sure that client, or at least 1/3 of those clients, close at $2,000 a month, and that you can hold that client for 3 months. Sounds pretty simple like that, right? And it is. It is simple. I have freelancers all the time doing that and more. So I take this spreadsheet, and I hope this, more than anything, inspires you to know how realistic it is to make over $1,000 a day freelancing. Okay? Good luck.